Worthless. Part 2. Opaline scoffed.
Oh, please, don't tell me you're about to cry. If you're going to do it in your room. You knew this was coming since the moment I first promised you.
Misty blinked back tears.
I did everything for you.
Opaline cocked her head.
Yes, and I did everything for you!
Misty shouted at the top of her lungs. She had never felt so betrayed in her life. In fact, she had never felt betrayal before. She had been played the entire time, and there was nothing she could do about it. For so many years, she had devoted her life to Opaline's cause, pushing away any doubts she might have had because, in her mind, helping the pony she came to call her mother was all that mattered. However, in the end, it was all a lie. She felt the air around her constrict her more than normal, her thoughts turning into a jumbled mess as anger replaced all rational reasoning. Opaline was stunned into silence for a moment. She had never heard Misty raise her voice before. She was always so soft-spoken and docile, but now before her stood a pony letting out all the emotions she had built up for her entire life.
Misty, listen. No, I devoted my life to helping you!
Misty screamed.
You told me I could be special. You told me that you could make me special. You told me you would make me feel like I belonged somewhere because I have no family. I came to think of you as my mother. Misty, you should have known.
Opaline began to say.
I should have known what?
Misty shot back, tears pouring out of her eyes.
I gave you everything. My life, my allegiance, my love, and you don't even care. You don't care about me, do you? You never loved me. You think I ever cared about an insignificant little screw-up like you?
Opaline yelled back at her.
You thought I actually loved you? How can any pony ever love you, Misty? You've been nothing but a thorn in my side since the moment I met you. I only kept you around so I could use you further when I should have disposed of you a long time ago.
Misty stopped yelling, once again stunned by the sheer ruthlessness that Opaline displayed. She looked down in shame, her ears flattened against her head.
So, it's true, isn't it? You never loved me.
Opaline shook her head.
No, Misty, I didn't. I never did. I only saw you as a means to get what I want. And now, I have it. If I have anything to thank you for one thing, it's that.
Misty lifted her head up, her face once again displaying a look of anger.
You don't get to use me anymore, and you don't get to have Sparky either! Misty!
Opaline yelled out, but it was too late, as Misty dashed up and grabbed Sparky with her hooves, tossing the baby dragon onto her back. She made an attempt to run, but was immediately picked up in a purple magic bubble. She struggled as she was brought up close to Opaline's face.
Now you listen to me, Misty. I am in control. I control you. I control what happens to worthless brats like you.
She reared her head back and with a loud yell, she threw Misty as hard as she could against the wall. She crashed into it, falling to the floor with a sickening crunch to her bones. Misty looked up in fear as Opaline approached her and began beating her over and over with her hooves. She sobbed as the alicorn delivered blow after blow to every part of her body. By the time Opaline was finished, Misty was reduced to a cowering, sobbing wreck. She curled up as her injuries began to bleed out, staining the ground.
Tell me how sorry you are, Misty. Tell me your loyalty is to me.
Opaline yelled at her. Mustering up all the strength she could, Misty slowly stood up, and one final glance at Sparky, ran out of the castle as fast as she could. She didn't even know if Opaline was chasing her or not, but she dared not to look back. Her hooves were aching all over as she felt several bones had been shattered, but she prayed hard that she wouldn't fall. Once she was out of the castle, Misty lay on the grass, finally surrendering to her injuries as darkness enveloped her and she felt nothing. The Crystal Bright House was in a chaotic frenzy the very next day. Once Hitch had discovered that Sparky was missing, he immediately ordered a search for him. He paced all around the room as Sunny, Izzy, Pip, and Zip checked every corner. They checked under the bed. Still no sign of their beloved dragon. Sunny checked underneath the nightstand. No Sparky. No matter where they checked, there was no sign of Sparky anywhere. The only piece of evidence they had was his special blanket that got left behind, which Zip was examining closely.
Maybe Sparky went downstairs.
Sunny suggested.
That's always a possibility. I agree with Sunny.
Zip set the blanket down.
I scanned some of his DNA on the blanket, but he's definitely not here.
Hitch nodded. You're right. We should probably check down in the closet or something. Let's go, troops. They headed downstairs and checked all over the place. Again, Sparky wasn't there.
I think we might be out of luck,
Pip stated.
Just don't go all capey and growly again. That was weird.
Hitch shook his head. Don't worry, I won't. But I will not rest until I find him. I'll order a full town search. Sunny, do you want to come help me? Sunny nodded.
Of course. I want to find him as much as you do. You will keep searching. Zip, I need your detective skills on overdrive. You got it, Sunny,
affirmed Zip.
We won't stop checking every inch of this place. If all else fails, I'll go around town as I did for the lantern.
Hitch opened the doors to go outside, only to be greeted by none other than his former deputy-turned-war criminal, Sprout Cloverleaf. He was carrying an unconscious Misty in his hooves. Sprout? Hitch was surprised to see him. You're here. And you found... Misty?
Some medical ponies found her just outside of Maritime Bay,
Sprout explained.
She was bleeding all over and looked like she got a severe concussion. They asked me to take her to you first, as you're the sheriff, not me. He said the last sentence with a hint of bitterness in his voice. Hitch picked up on it immediately. You know why that is, don't you, Sprout? Give her to me, I'll put her upstairs. Sunny, get me some towels to wipe off the blood. She's still bleeding out. Sunny nodded again, and headed back inside, only to appear moments later with some towels. Thank you, Sprout. We'll take it from here. Misty was jolted awake by a stinging sensation in her right hoof. She fluttered her eyes open and saw the ponies she had met standing over her with looks of concern on their faces. Izzy in particular seemed the most concerned, and looked like she had been crying. She instantly brightened up upon seeing that she was okay. Misty! Oh, thank goodness! I didn't want to lose my only unicorn friend!
Izzy exclaimed.
Come here, you!
She leaned in for a hug, but was stopped by Hitch. Hold up, Hitch advised her. She's very weak. We just applied the bandages, remember? The last thing we want is for her to be broken again.
What happened?
Sunny asked.
Misty, are you okay?
Misty shook her head, tears coming to her eyes again.
No, I'm not. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault. All your fault?
Zip inquired.
What are you talking about? The lantern, Sparky going missing, all of it.
Misty admitted.
My last name isn't Bright Dawn. I didn't come from Bridalwood, and I took Sparky. I did all of that to finally get my cutie mark and be some pony special for once.
Izzy had a hurt expression on her face as she processed all of this.
What are you saying, Misty? You lied? About everything? Yes!
She didn't care what they thought of her or what they did to her in response. She just wanted to die.
That's why I didn't know the words to your sleepover song and why I was so nervous around all of you. I worked for Opaline. She has Sparky now, and it's all my fault. I'm sorry. So my suspicions were correct.
Zip realized.
I was right not to trust you. I never should have doubted my instincts. Now, hold on.
Sunny interjected.
There's gotta be more going on here. Misty, you mentioned you worked for Opaline. The pony Princess Twilight Sparkle told us about in her message. Why'd you stop? And above all, why are you telling us all this now? Because she lied,
Misty said, wiping her tears with her free hoof.
She lied to me for years. I did all this because she told me that she could make me special. That only through her I could be special. I'm sorry about everything. Especially you, Izzy. Please don't be mad at me.
Izzy took a few deep breaths, swallowing back her own tears.
I don't blame you, Misty. I just need some time.
With that, she trotted out of the main room, sniffling. Sunny started to go after her, but Hitch stopped her. Don't. Let her deal with this news alone. She'll be more ready to talk later.
I see now.
Misty whispered.
I threw away all my potential friendships and opportunities away for what? For something I was never going to get no matter how hard I worked. Opaline was right. I really am worthless. No pony can be that stupid except for me. No.
Sunny put her hoof gently on Misty's shoulder.
Misty, you fell into the wrong crowd. You were raised to believe what you were doing was right. No pony faults you for that. You're not worthless. You were manipulated and groomed. Opaline was behind everything, including the mirror me thing. I feel played too. Wait, it happened to you too? What did she tell you?
Asked Misty.
She told me that being an alicorn was the only way I would ever be listened to by the ponies of Maritime Bay.
Sunny said sadly, fighting back tears of her own.
She told me that only through her I could be special. Looks like we're not so different, you and I.
She faced Hitch, an expression of anger there.
I'm gonna smash that mirror. Enchantment my flank. Sunny, we could use it to find Opaline.
Zip countered.
You can smash it after we get Sparky back, but right now, we need all the resources we can get.
Sunny calmed down.
Fine. But if that damn alicorn dares to contact me again, I will do it. No pony can stop me.
Oh, we believe you, Sunny, Hitch said. We believe you. Just try to hold on to it until this is done. They all faced Misty, a mutual look of understanding present as they looked at her. They were angry, but unlike Opaline's rage, this anger felt contained, and there was empathy mixed in there as well. You've been through a lot, Hitch stated, so I will not punish you as I did Sprout, if that's what you're wondering. You will stay here and work with us to help find Sparky. Afterwards, you may choose your own path. You can stay here and be one of us, or strike out on your own and find your own destiny. Misty nodded slowly.
Thank you. I don't deserve your kindness, nor do I think I ever will. Every pony deserves a second chance, if they're willing to repent.
Sunny added.
I understand where you're coming from, Misty. More than most. We will find Sparky. We'll rescue him, and then we're gonna kick that alicorn's flank. You belong here, Misty,
Zip finished.
We'll give you the life you deserve. But first, rest up and recover. When you're ready, the real work begins.
It was there, on that bed in that very bedroom, that Misty realized that she did have a purpose. She was not worthless. Did she really mess up and potentially doom Equestria? Yes. But she was willing to give it her all to correct that mistake, no matter what. It would take a long time to mend the trust she broke, but ultimately, this was her mess that she had to correct. She would mend the broken scars, no matter how much time they took to heal. She was no longer the scared, broken, and abused young mare who left Sparky in the clutches of the evil tyrant Opaline the other night. She was Misty Bright Dawn. She was some pony. And she was going to save Equestria, or die trying. Damn, that was deep. Dude, when she was beating her up, I did not expect that. Man, this can definitely get you. Real good stuff. Anywho, let's get on to our harmonic donators. Top donators are 630, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, and IronSky. Darkside, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel, Saucin, Rolan, Stu, Hex, Swordbrother, Mordred, Omicron, Lyrae, Runeslife 9052, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Riot Soul, Shadow Moon, Luigi88, Chancer Crust, Big Smoke 369, Jesse Smith, Bobcat JJF, and many more awesome people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.